everyone. Welcome to another edition of Growth and Balance. We do growth and balance for one reason and one reason alone: to create value for the agents we know. For today, we're going to talk about when you're considering changing a brokerage, what should you look for and what should you ask about? So this is a good one, especially considering the market is shifting in December 2022, which is when this is being recorded. So when the market starts to change and our business starts to slow down a little bit, a lot of us take a step back and we say, hey, how much do we really like about where we currently work? Do we like our current brokerage? Do we like our current manager or broker of record? Do we like our current team leader? Is it time for me to start a team? Is it time for me to look for a better situation for my team or myself as a solo agent? These are the questions we should be asking ourselves when the market shifts and changes, because when it slows down, this is a really opportune time for you to leverage what you've done as an agent and find the best fit for you without upsetting a lot of the business you already have in place. So there's a few things that I would recommend you consider when you're thinking about changing brokerages. Number one, franchise versus independent. So this is a question that I get a lot as the owner and broker of record of an independent brokerage, and say, why are you better or why are you different than a franchise brokerage? A lot of the reason I usually give is that when you work for an independent brokerage, it's usually more the big fish, small pond philosophy rather than small fish, big pond philosophy. And that also can relate, let's relate it to education. Do you want to be in a classroom with 100, 200 students with one teacher teaching the whole class? Or do you want to be in a classroom with 10, 15, 20 other students where you have more of an intimate relationship with that teacher or that professor? And when you look at it from that approach, usually the independent brokerage is going to offer more of that intimate approach to teaching and guidance and mentorship. Again, my own opinion, but that's what I see. Next thing you should consider is your cost, revenue, and expenses. So a lot of us, when we get busy as agents, we start to forget, what is our financial structure? What is our split? Do we have a cap or do we not have a cap? Do we have monthly fees? Do we have franchise fees? Do we have marketing fees, tech fees, mentor fees, office fees? I mean, there's lots of different things that happen in real estate that get charged to us as agents or teams based on who we work for. So one thing to consider when you're looking to change brokerages is, what do I currently pay? So what is my current split, my current cap, my current expenses versus what I think I could get from someone else? And this is a great thing to do. At Copper Hill, what we do is we actually do a compare and contrast between what you currently have and what we offer. So that allows you to really see big picture what makes the most sense for you. And also you want to consider, what is the difference between being the cost, revenue, and expenses of being a solo agent versus being a team? So if you're a solo agent thinking about starting a team, this is very important because you want to also educate yourself with your current brokerage as well as the next brokerage. What does it cost to be on a team? What do you provide? What am I responsible for? What's like the team cap, or there are individual caps, or maybe there's no cap. So these are the things you really have to educate yourself on. But if you're already a team and looking to change brokerages, what does it look like with my current brokerage versus what it could be with you? And what are you going to do to take my team to the next level? So these are great questions to ask when you're considering other brokerages. Finally, I want to go over culture. So a lot of us take this for granted. Some people love the current culture that they're in. Some people are, they're indifferent about the culture they're in. And some people actually dislike the culture of their current brokerage, but they're comfortable. And they're looking at it as like, hey, I've been there for 3 years, 5 years, 15 years, however long. I really don't buy into all that, or I don't enjoy that, but I'm all right with it because I'm comfortable. But what I will tell you is that if you're looking to grow your business, make your business more efficient, and enjoy being in real estate even more, culture is absolutely huge. So, a few different things to consider with culture. One would be training. So, how often do you train? What kind of training is it? Is it personal? Is it a big classroom? Is it video content? Like, how is the training culture at your brokerage? I'd like to learn more about that. The next thing you want to talk about is, do you offer mentoring or coaching services at your brokerage? Because again, maybe you have access to that now, or maybe you don't, and maybe the current place offers it, or maybe has a better approach to how they do it. So that's something else to consider. And the last thing I talk about with culture is camaraderie. So how do you get along with the people at your current office? Do you have a lot of relationships? Do you have few relationships? And even if you have a lot of relationships at your current brokerage, it doesn't mean you can't go somewhere else and expand your relationships. Because if your relationships are extremely meaningful at your current brokerage, going to a different one shouldn't change anything about those. You should be able to take those with you. You're just expanding the relationships you have. So you want to make sure that if you're big on relationships at your current brokerage, you want to make sure the next place you go is open to expanding new relationships with people that will help grow and improve your book of business. That's all I have for this one. Take care.